This is Gemini Dhar. I'm a Take Charge expert and I work with women and children to empower them. I have Meghna with me, and there is something really, really common between Meghna and me. We were attracted to each other by the amount of tattoos we share, because she has an amazing tattoo on her neck and it is very, very beautiful. And I myself believe that tattoos are a symbol of something that you want to say, or something really, really personal that you really want to take with you when you leave this world.
Right.
So for me, tattoos are really beautiful.
Absolutely.
And I have known you for quite some time.
True.
And I want you to introduce yourself to them the way you want them to know, Meghna. So what do you do, and something about yourself?
Thanks, Gemini, and it's a pleasure to be talking to you yet again. Hi, I'm Meghna, and I'll briefly tell you where I come from. It's been almost about 2 decades that I've spent in the media and the entertainment industry, and everything starts with a small step, and now as we speak, I'm trying to reflect back on my life, and it doesn't seem like 20 years of being in the industry, starting with advertising. Oh yes. I'm not that old. I started pretty young. So I think, it's been a very incredible journey, and it's been a very enriching, journey for me, not just professionally. Of course, I've been able to carve a niche for myself in the industry, so I'm absolutely self-made. There has been a lot of support system. I wouldn't deny that. A lot of people have helped me in my journey, and my family has been a big support. But I personally feel that in this whole 20 years of my career, there has been a lot of personal growth. There has been a lot of spiritual growth. I've evolved as a person. I'm no longer what I was earlier.
True.
And this purely happens, I can only speak for myself, but I also want to tell everyone out there, and a lot of people talk to me, and my tattoo becomes a conversation starter sometimes. It's quite an elaborate one, so everybody is very keen to know what it is all about and why it's such a big, and then there's a piercing, and then so I tell everybody that everybody is different and they should embrace who they are. And I'm a very unconventional person, and but that doesn't mean that I'm absolutely, detached and, all by myself and on my own.
And the moment you talk about body piercing, the moment you talk about tattoos, the moment you talk about pink hair.
Yeah, right.
The kind of perception that they see, you are stereotyped into a particular kind of a personality.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to share with us today is being in the industry, working with actors and TV stars, and I think you worked at the Balika Vadhu set. I mean,
yes,
project
I was
also.
The creative director on that
So
show.
you have been a creative director, one of the most famous serials of the TV industry. So what I want to do is, you have spoken to a lot of people and you come across actors who have a particular style of dressing.
Correct.
So I'm sure you must have picked up a couple of people who really, really dress and behave in atypical manner, which is not considered normal.
Right.
Yet they are very, very normal from inside. They are very simple
yeah.
and humble human beings.
Yes.
So how your dressing and your personality, sometimes is stereotyped.
Absolutely,
I wanted you to explain that.
I think I'm the perfect example of what you just said, because I love to bust these stereotypes, because I'm so tired of seeing people judge you on your outer appearance. This happens with me all the time, So you have a piercing, okay, you have a tattoo, you dress in a certain bohemian style. Yes, I'm free-spirited, I accept that. I'm unconventional, yes, but I'm at the same time very rooted. I have really great value systems which have been inculcated by my mother. And we're a small gang of 4 women in the house. So you can imagine the kind of craziness that happens in the house.
Meghna's mom is a very, very well-known Times of India writer, right? She writes stories. She has a sister who is...
She's an IS officer, the older one.
IS officer.
And the younger one is is an actor and a writer.
So she is among totally different bunch of women. There is somebody who is very... very, very creative with her writing, and you have started writing also.
Yes, I have taken to writing, and I've started professionally doing that, and there's been a very big change in my life. The last 2-3 years I've become a consultant. I've become a creative consultant and a writer, so I take up projects, and so all that changes when you really want to take that courage and take that step and break the certain norms. you need to know the rules to break them first. So you live by certain rules and then you want to break them, and then you
Correct.
want to be absolutely free spirited to give your creative best, which
Right.
cannot happen in boundaries. And same applies in the way you are. I mean, there cannot be a certain stereotype done to a person because you dress in a certain manner.
What I have realized is ki your perception of yourself, the way you want, why you have a tattoo, why you have a body piercing, is totally different from a third party perception.
Absolutely.
So when you went through your tattoos and your body piercing, and now you're doing something new, you're writing and you're exploring. So I think you are living life to your fullest.
Absolutely.
Right?
I think
And even when I wrote my book, 9 Ways to
yes.
Empower,
I read her book and it's a very nice book.
and I
You guys
really
must
love her
read it.
because she's somebody who just gave me a review immediately. She read my book diligently. She's really true to her word. She keeps her commitment, and she's really encouraging also. So Meghna,
she's inspiring us.
so again I want to come back to the topic about stereotyping, because
Yeah.
I think you are in the industry and you're the right person
Yes.
to get a view into it.
Yes, I think I'll answer that question. And I meet a lot of people from the industry, and industry any which way in our country is looked at very differently. People perceive the industry as a very alien sort of a place, but it's no longer the same. And everybody should live on their own terms and conditions, whether you're in the industry, whether you're not in the industry. But of course, industry allows you the freedom to be who you are, because you're actually in an artistic line. You're in a line where your creative juices have to flow. So a lot of people do not understand, because our society has a certain conditioning. We are taught certain things by maybe our parents, or by a peer group, or by our grandparents, or by systems that we have all around us, that we are supposed to behave in a certain manner. And if we do not adhere to that kind of a behavior or a conduct, we become an A person. Sort of a
Rebel.
Yeah, a rebel. And I think one should be a rebel for a good cause. And why not? You should be a rebel.
You should break
You
the
should-
inhibition so that you can bring out the best in you. I
Yes,
think.
and in my life, whatever I have achieved so far, I would say that I have only followed my heart. I have never bothered about or cared about two hoots, about the society, what it says. Not that I don't value their, or respect their opinions, but to each his own, But I live by my own terms and conditions, and I think it's really worked well for me. And I think everybody should follow their gut instinct. Everybody should follow their heart, because at the end of the day, when you die and when you're on a deathbed, and that's what Steve Jobs also said, and every big speaker of the world says, that when you're on a deathbed, you're not going to get a chance to live again, and relive, and that's this
Yes.
entire lifetime is your chance to live the way you want to
So
live.
basically, we are talking of live life to the fullest.
Live life to the fullest.
And since I talk about power beliefs, I've seen a lot of power belief in you, Meghna. You have a creative streak to yourself, and you are putting your heart and soul into bringing out that creativity. And you are venturing into new stuff, adventurous
yes.
stuff, and different stuff. And when I met your family today, when I met your mom and stuff like that, I really know from where those belief systems are coming.
Absolutely.
So wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And
Gemini.
we want to hear a lot from you more.
Yeah,
And
sure,
I would
anytime.
like to thank you for sharing your valuable insights. Do you want to say something to the audience or to the women who are listening to you?
Yes, to the women, of course. I'm very pro women, and I think women are doing wonderful stuff today. And the way Gemini is also talking to a lot of women about women empowerment and stuff. I would only want to say one thing to the women, that women are incredible people.
True.
And they have so much of strength. And I have felt it in my life, that in my moments of failures and adversity is when I've realized my biggest potential. So any woman who's listening to us right now, if you're going through any kind of a difficulty or grief or any kind of pain, I think take that as a stepping stone to something bigger in your life. And always give a pat on your back, because always look at how far have you come. And I think every woman has the potential to make it very big. I'm not just saying materialistically, or
Correct.
success is a very relative term, but you have so much of power within, and that gets tested only in times of failure, in times of adversity. So when that hits you, do not succumb, and I
Stand
think
strong.
stand strong,
And ask for help when you need it.
absolutely,
And I think as women, we need to stand up for each other, stand
Absolutely.
by each other,
absolutely.
and you have an opinion, to things you should talk.
I
you
think
should
that's a
speak up.
very important thing you've said, Jemmy. Women do not stand up for women, which I do not understand, because when women start standing up for women, I think the world is going to be a better place to live.
True, definitely.
So
Thank
on
you,
that
Meghna.
note, thank you
Thanks for
so
time.
much.